What, do you want to know about some Star Wars?
Matt, do you like talking about Star Wars?
I love talking about Star Wars.
Okay, well you can answer me some questions then.
Easy.
So I've seen all of your Star Wars books you've got.
Oh, yeah. I reckon I've got about 40.
And since Disney have become the owners,
Yeah, officially the owners, yeah.
have they got nothing to do with the Star Wars universe anymore?
Yeah, that is correct. Official party line from Disney. It's all gone. So all of it's been wiped out. The only thing that remains as official is the movies and 2 TV shows. That's it.
Okay, so we're also considering all of the games because, an example, Force Unleashed,
Yeah.
which I think will play something in the background.
Yeah,
Save
big
on
fan. I did a
Save
video
on
on it.
editing.
Yeah.
Force Unleashed, Darth Vader, he is definitely in that. I
Yes.
remember that, he's definitely in that. But
Yeah.
now that doesn't count, even though he is a real thing from the real universe.
That's
I
right.
just said that didn't happen.
Yeah, that's unfortunately true. In fact, all the games are
We'll
gone.
come back to books.
Yeah, but all the games, I think, essentially are all gone. None of them are canon anymore. So yeah, you're right. Starkiller is on the Death Star fighting Darth Vader in front of the Emperor. So there's loads of canon characters in it. Leia's in. Yeah, I think she is in the first game. You know, so there are canon characters appearing in this story, but the story itself is unfortunately no longer canon. So yeah, we've got canon characters in a non-canon story.
Okay, so that was the next one because there's a guy, I think his name's Thrawn?
Grand Admiral Thrawn.
Yeah, he's blue, that one.
That's correct. He's a
Okay.
chiss.
And he is in, I don't know how many games, but he's in definitely a game.
Yeah, TIE Fighter, yes.
Okay. And he's also in the cartoons.
Yes, he
And
recently
you said
appeared.
a second, you said a second ago that the only things that are considered are the films and the cartoons.
And the cartoons.
So he's in that.
Yes.
So one counts, but the other one does not.
Yeah, that's a very interesting point. Yes, so Thrawn recently got brought into Star Wars Rebels, which is one of the 2 TV shows which are canon, the other one being the Clone Wars cartoon. The first story involving Thrawn is TIE Fighter. The game came out in about 1992 or 1993, something like that, and it tells the origin of this blue-skinned admiral coming up through the ranks. And yeah, the first ever books, really, the first ever proper expanded universe books were by this guy called Timothy Zahn, and he wrote this story about after the Emperor died and the Death Star's been blown up and the rebels have seemingly won, well, the Empire's still going, because actually the Empire's massive. There's still thousands of Star Destroyers left. There's still millions of members of the Empire. So it carries on and on and on and on. So anyway, when Disney bought LucasArts, they just went, no, all that stuff's gone. Don't worry about it.
Oh, God.
Get rid of it all. So TIE Fighter went out of canon and the books went out of canon. But recently, somebody said, hey, wouldn't it be a good idea to bring Thrawn back? So he's been brought back into the canon via the Rebels TV show, which now shines a light thinking, well, actually, will some of these books and games, will they become canon?
But you just said then that Disney just go, nah, what was before didn't happen.
Yeah.
How have people taken it?
Well, that's, yeah, a lot of these books came out before even the prequel trilogy. The fans are, certainly some of them are up in arms over it because it means a lot to a lot of people. So some people say, oh, how can you take Mara Jade out of the continuity? Oh, how can you take Thrawn?
Yeah.
Well,
How could
yeah.
you?
I mean, again, for instance, for me, Dark Forces, doing a video series about the Dark Forces series of games, featuring a character called Kyle Katarn. He's my favourite character, really, from Star Wars. He's absolutely wicked, but he's gone now. That game was about who stole the Death Star plans.
Sounds familiar, this.
Yeah, exactly. So obviously Rogue One's come along and actually it's retold that story and sort of wiped that out of existence.
This was something that I was thinking, though, because the series is so popular because of the fans. You have
Yeah.
all of this knowledge coming through, and you just said there Rogue One has just sort of pasted over previous things. So until someone specifically contradicts something,
Yeah.
are you and all the other Star Wars buffs, are you still considering stuff from before true?
Yes,
Until
absolutely.
you're told, no, this is actually what
Yeah,
came
definitely.
through.
I mean, I am personally, but I think I do personally anyway, because, I mean, I actually get a shitload of flack for this in the comments on my videos, but I didn't like the prequel trilogy. And I've been quite
But that's fair enough. Like,
Yeah, no,
people
so-
are allowed to like different things.
I've been very forthcoming with how I don't like him, and I could go on for bloody ages about why
Pod
I
racing
don't.
was good.
Oh, fantastic.
I think I
Do you know what I
always
need?
mention that whenever we
And everyone's free to like what they like. If you like episodes 1, 2 and 3, fill your boots, go wild. See, back in the old days, there was actually different types of canon, whereas now they've just got canon and not canon. So there was like G canon, which stands for George canon, and essentially it's basically anything that George himself made, so it's the film. And underneath that there was T canon, which was television series, and underneath that I think it was C canon, basically everything else. So all the books, all the comic books, whereas the big mouse has gone, no, this is canon, this is not canon, that's it. In fact, George Lucas himself, back in the day when there was all these different levels of canon, he even said, you know what, why don't you, as a fan, you can come up with your own version of a canon. If you like that one book, then have it as part of your canon. But if you don't like the sequel, then don't have it. And that's what I do. So, yeah, as far as I'm concerned, rather, the books currently don't contravene anything in the continuity. So I'm happy for them still to exist.
Which is the best book? Any saucy ones?
Oh, sexy ones. The Courtship of Princess Leia comes to mind.
Yeah.
It's got the sexiest title, isn't it?
But zero.
There's zero sex
50
in it.
Shades in it.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of assumed romance.
Asking the big question. What's the best game then?
Oh, the best game is easy. It's Jedi Knight 2.
Controversial.
Yeah, well, I don't think so. It's absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. It's Kyle Katarn, again, my favourite character, but he's a Jedi at this point. He's got all these Jedi powers. You can be good, you can be bad, you can do all the powers. Fabulous story. Fabulous lightsaber combat.
You should make a video on that.
Do you know what? There's one coming out. Click here.
The games have all gone.
Yes.
But mostly because the games are predating the new films.
Yeah.
So is Battlefront.
That's an interesting one because I don't know. Off the top of my head, I don't know. Without looking this up, I don't know. But I would assume that Battlefront would be considered canon because it's a multiplayer-only game and you're just playing soldiers in these battles. And these battles definitely existed, like you're doing like Battle of Hoth or you're doing like the Battle of Jakku, Endor, you're on like the Death Star and so on. So I guess by virtue of it just telling existing stories, they're canon. But I don't want to go out there and say that they are because they might not be considered canon.
So is pod racing on the N64 canon?
Well, it depicts an event that definitely happened. And episode 1 is definitely canon. So it probably needs looking at again. That'll do it, won't it?
Thank you very much, Matthew.